I joined the Stephen Forrest Astrology School at the competency course level. So rather than repeat all of the 101 courses, I jumped in and did the competency exam and the competency tests, which I found relatively easy. But also at the same time, I really did learn doing those competency tests. I learned a few new things, if nothing because of the way that Stephen presented the material, just the depth of clarity that he has, just that ability to kind of just pick out exactly what needs to be said about a certain thing, a certain idea or aspect or sign or planet or construction of the chart. It just, yeah, he just seems to have that ability to pick out exactly the right thing that needs to be put across or said, and kind of like get through all the detail and the complications and the jargon and narrow it down into exactly what's needed. So I learned a lot doing the competency exercises and tests. And so I started on the 102B guided course. So yeah, I definitely felt ready for it after doing the competency exam. I kind of knew what to expect and, you know, what sort of level I was going into and things like that. But the thing that drew me to the Stephen Forrest School of Astrology initially was just the variety of the teaching methods and all the different ways in which I would be able to learn. My previous course was, I just was sent a paper pack in the post, and it was entirely down to me to self-study and submit assignments and receive email feedback for it. That was the entirety of the course. But what drew me to the Forrest School of Astrology was the fact that there was videos I could watch, there was separate summarized handouts that would help me in certain ways and really like pinpoint my learning, and I could print them off and use them as quick reference guides. There was things like actual classrooms and teachings and an ability to join classrooms on Zoom and connect with people all over the world and actually have open discussions with Stephen Forrest himself and all of my other peers. So that was a big draw. And also the forum. And that was really interesting to me because it was this space, this online platform that I could just log into anytime I wanted and just really get into conversations with other people about astrology and have, you know, people react and comment back and, you know, really sort of build on these discussions. So, and last but not least at all, of course, the fact that I would then get to use Stephen Astrology's books as the reading material, the main reading material for the courses. So obviously I was super excited by that because I absolutely love reading his books. But just, yeah, the breadth of teaching methods and modalities. And it really gave me the sense that I could be part of a community. That was really important to me because on my previous course, I was feeling fairly lonely, actually, as my sort of one and only astrologer by myself in the UK behind my laptop. I didn't feel connected to anyone or anything. I didn't have the same level of support that seems to be on offer with this course in terms of my questions being answered. And, you know, it's not as simple as just reading a book and teaching yourself astrology. There are always questions, and they're not just practical questions and technical questions, they're also philosophical questions, you know, which is an important part of astrology. And I just didn't have the opportunity to ask those questions. And with this course so far, there's so many ways I can ask a question, whether it's on a call, whether it's via the forum chats that go on, you know, all sorts of different ways that I can get the answers to what I'm looking for. But not only that, is I get to listen to everybody else's questions too. And more often than not, they either have a question that's similar to mine, so it gets answered in 5 different ways. So I can, you know, definitely find an answer that resonates with me. But also, I get to hear questions that I wouldn't even necessarily know to ask. But when I hear that question, I think, well, that's a great question. I never even would have considered, you know, asking that, but that is a question that needs to be answered. So yeah, I think the ability to sort of, yeah, liaise with and work alongside and communicate with all these different people, it just fills the learning experience with all this variety and all these new ways of learning. You're not just learning from the teachers at the Forrest School of Astrology, you're learning from your peers, you're learning from the book, you're learning from the videos. And it's just has been so far a really enjoyable experience. It's just enjoyable.